welcome to Weekend Project. I'm Laura Lynn of the Mom and Pop Quilt Shop, and we're very happy to see you here today. Today we're working on a quick mini quilt project. Now these are some of the ideas that I've wanted to implement in here into the shop because I've got some space, and there's nice to be able to make ones that are already out there, but it's also nice to be able to create some of your own. So this one I have pretty much done. Not done. I'm going to add 2 more rows, and there's 13 rows. There's 48 squares of your background fabric of 2.5 by 2. Now it's 2.5 wide and 2 tall. Okay, so if you had maybe a directional background fabric or something like that that you wanted to use, I'd kind of suggest a solid and then keep all the patterns to the blocks itself. And of course you can do this in many colors or in a color scheme like I am. I've got lots of blues. I love my blues and greens, so I decided to do a blue one. I may do a green one, but just in a different version, but still make a small wall hanging. Okay, or a mini quilt. So what I have here is I've got 4 strips of my background and then 4 pieces of my background for each row, and then 3 of my accent colored fabric. Okay, so what I was doing, I was misplacing it so it would give that stacked block set about 1/2 inch, shifting it back and forth. And of course, when you come up to the board, you can square it up. It's going to be approximately about 15 inches wide, and however tall you want to make it. This one's going to be about 18 approximately. Okay, so here we're going to lay out our squares. Fine. In a pleasing manner to what you've already got going on, or what you're laying out for yourself. I just did it like this. And then that helped maybe me balance in between. Okay, well, that's there. So maybe we can put this one down here, like just kind of mix and match it a bit, right? This one could go there. Just play around with your fabrics. I think a nice rainbow one would be adorable. And of course, you could make these as like a dolly quilt. Definitely. Okay, there we go. And I have a few extras, but they can go into the scrap pile. And this pretty much was all little scrappy bits that I pulled out and then just cut to 2.5 by 2 inches. Okay, so 2.5 wide, 2 inches tall. Okay, and it makes for a short row. It only makes for a 14-inch row. But if you want to even do this as a block for a quilt, put a stashing in between and keep on rocking it. It's a good way to use your stash, right? Especially if you used your background as either a white on white or a tone on tone or something like that, and then have your block fabrics really pop out color-wise. All right, so we're just going to sew these, okay? Sew it together. Hope you guys are having an amazing week so far and headed into the weekend. Okay, I would do a few and then kind of finish the row and then start on the next row, just so I didn't get too confused. If you wanted to, maybe if you had all the same color, or you wanted to lay them out as in the background and the block itself afterwards to lay like a color pattern or something like that, then you could totally chain piece. You just have to remember you got to add one background piece to one end. Okay. So this one was the first piece, so this would be the one I wanted the other side of the background piece to. So I'll take that, put it over there, and then just sew on down. Not getting everybody else in the way. Make sure they're flipped out of the way. That is helpful. Okay. And then we'll just put the whole row together. Use our little thread cutter on the side. Spread these out. Make sure you're kind of pushing that dark to the dark, like on the back side here. Make sure you're just kind of pushing it over to the dark side. Okay, so we know that one was first. We liked that one, I believe, for the middle, and then that one there. So we're going to sew here and sew there, and then that finishes our row. Okay. And of course, you can make this as tall as you like, as short as you like. You can make it even a little bit bigger if you like the whole the way you use it, and you're gonna really bust your scraps with it. It'd be kind of cool. I think if you did it as block fashion, a color scheme in each block, that would be neat. That'd be neat. Okay, so there's our row. And then we're just going to take that and we're just going to place it here for the moment till we get our other one done. I was missing 2 pieces for like 3 minutes because they were stuck to my sweater. I was like, where did you go? I've already laid you out. What happened to you? And then I'm like, how? And then I'm looking on the floor, I'm looking at my table, and they just happened to, I guess I get brushed up, and it was the cream color that kind of popped out. And I was like, oh, for Pete's sakes. Sometimes we troll ourselves. It is snowing like crazy here. It just doesn't want to give up. Just doesn't want to give up. And we're in for it tomorrow as well as early next week too. So it's like, we don't need any more, do we? No, we don't. We're good. We're good on the snow. We're good on the snow part. And you may find that as you go and lay them back out underneath the row, you found another sequence of the colors that you want to play with more pleasing. So I kind of like those. Okay, we'll put this one here, and then that last background fabric on the other side of that blue block. There we go. All right, now we're going to give these a press, and like I said, we're going to try and press to the dark, press them in to the dark, okay? Do our best anyways. Okay. Just do a little flip. Oh, sorry, probably didn't have that in the camera there. Okay, there's that one. All right. Okay, now we will set those out. And like I said, you just kind of want to stagger them a little bit, not too much, just a half an inch this way or half an inch that way to give it a nice little pleasing sort of stocked blocks. Okay. I wouldn't go too far in one direction unless you're going to allow yourself bigger spans for your background fabric to be able to be able to square it up nicely. Do I like that better? I think I had them flipped around before, but like I said, sometimes you're just going to find a more pleasing position. Okay, so I like those, and it's about a half an inch hanging over on this side. So I'm just going to pop a few little pins in here. Hold it where I want. Is it the wind's really picked up or something? And the fact that you don't always have it exact at a half an inch, a little bit here and a little bit there, really does give it that unique block for stacking. And a great project where seams don't have to line up. In fact, if they do, you're doing it wrong. And then we'll put that 2-pack onto the mean I've already done. Okay, and then we'll give it a good pressing. Okay, just lay that out. And as for the rows, I was just trying to push them down, down and down and down, as it was hard to kind of deal with the dark colors in that way. Okay, so scoot it over a bit. Or did we have it that way? I think we had it that. No, I think we had it this way. There we go. I like that one better. Okay, and then put this one up here. Okay, pop a few pins in just to hold it steady, and then we'll square up give it a press, and then we'll square it up. And that'll be our quick mini quilt project. One of many. One of many. I have goals to do for sure. Something you can really just do in a few hours, right? Nothing that you know is, you're not taking on a commitment of a queen size quilt or something like that that's got, you know, 3,000 pieces in it. This is a project you could easily see the light at the end of the tunnel sort of thing. Get it done in a weekend. And use your fabric and make memories. Make memories. Because those fabrics all have memories, right? So, okay. There we go. And then let's give her a press. Okay, and this is the other side. And then, of course, you can quilt this up any way you like, and you maybe do some big stitch quilting. That would be awesome. Now, what you want to do is try to take the average. You want to take, obviously, to the shortest and square it up. Okay. Use your lines on your ruler board, your cutting mat, and your mat to help aid you. And yes, it looks a little wonky right now, but in just a few moments, she gonna look pretty. There we go. Very little waste when it comes to that too. So cute little mini quilt. Quick little mini quilt. We're calling this one stacked blocks. Okay. And of course, I did mine in blue. I can't wait if you guys do this, what colors you make it, and what you use it for. So mine's just going to go on the wall here, hanging up in the quilt shop. I thought about doing some micro pebble or even stippling in the cream, and then leaving the blocks to stand up on their own. Maybe just putting a little stitch in the ditch sort of thing. But guess that'll be maybe for another day. Thank you for joining me today. Greatly appreciate you. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. And maybe if you would like to subscribe to the channel and hit the little button for notification. If you'd like to join us on our live streams, we do Tuesday at 11 a.m. Eastern, a cross-stitch project usually. And then Saturdays at 1 p.m. Eastern, where we just work on whatever project we got going on, sometimes finishing UFOs, sometimes working on someone else's project, whatever. Just come join us, hang out, and then we have 2 regular videos, which is Long Arm Wednesday on Wednesday, and Friday video, which you're watching right now. So thank you very much. Big hugs to you, and we'll see you real soon. That job.